The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.
Welcome back to the K4Wins, our Super Bowl 60 edition of K4Wins. I'm Tony Curry, right below me, Case Keefer, Executive Director, Chief Editor of the Las Vegas Sun, out there in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. To my right is Kip Keefer. He's the Executive Director of the Birmingham Racecourse Casino right here in Birmingham, Alabama. And down the bottom left-hand corner, of course, is Kai Gregory. He's been handicapping both sides for nearly 4 decades. And the four of us get together, we pick teams, and if we all get on the same side, we're hitting pretty good. What, we 7-1-1 this week so far, something like that?
7-1 since Tuesday on the show, yes.
7-1 on the show.
Nice.
So we are heating up a little bit here. It's a Friday, and we got the Super Bowl coming up here in just about 48 hours. And so we're going to do a quick 30-minute blitz, if you will, of Super Bowl picks, prop bets, and everything else. Kai is actually on location. Where are you at right now?
I am in Epic at Universal Studios.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter had a national cheer high school competition at Disney and brought the boys down here. And I've been at Universal, going to be here all weekend.
Okay,
wow,
great.
how about that? That's
so
great.
The Epic one at Epic. That's perfect.
Yeah, hey, gonna be watching the Super Bowl on the huge screen at Universal outside.
Yeah.
It should be awesome Sunday.
Well, that's good
great.
because you were talking about maybe even missing part of the game, so you're actually going to be watching it on a screen bigger than you ever thought you did at home. That worked out good.
Yeah,
that was good. All right. We know you only have a few minutes down there, so I'm going to start with you. Tell me who's going to win on Sunday, who's going to cover the spread, and why, and be as in depth as possible because this will be the last time you get a chance to chime in before Sunday.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that we posted Belmont earlier today. In basketball tonight over UIC. We posted the Detroit Pistons +2 this morning at 9.
I like that.
The line is now -4 over the Knicks. 6-point, incredible closing line value. And we sent it all to everybody that, hey, do this early. But anyway, back to your question, Tony. I'm going against the grain. I'm going New Orleans. New Orleans. Damn, sorry.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple of drinks, maybe. I'm going to go.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New England money line and over.
Wow, that is against the grain.
Okay, so tell me why.
Vrabel, just Vrabel. That's it. I'm going with coaching. I'm going with the coach that I think is better. I'm going with the coach that I think is going to prepare his team better. As dumb as this sounds to a lot of people, I'm going with what I think this year is the better quarterback with Drake May, and I'm going with New England scoring a special team touchdown also, and that's how they win the game.
I'm going to hop on board that, and I said this on the show on Tuesday. I'm taking New England and the over as well. Despite everyone liking the under, there's no way I'm going to lose both sides of that. If I go 1-1, so be it. But I think I'm going to go 2-0 on it. I do think there's something to be said about the Blake injury. I also think that Sam Darnold, you look at his numbers in the second half of the season compared to the first of the season. Here's what I think is going to happen because in big games like this, turnovers always play a big part. These guys from Seattle have had 48 turnovers this year. It's second in the league behind Minnesota. 20 of those turnovers are responsible from Sam Darnold, and I fully expect to see a pick six or maybe a fumble-rooski, something like that, and a run-in. I expect to see a defensive touchdown, and I think that New England's going to get that done. I think everyone's been looking at Seattle, and they're so good from top to bottom. They really are. What Sam Darnold's done is fantastic. Winning 28 games, regular season games the last 2 years is fantastic. But I get a feeling when you put it up with Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, Ben Roethlisberger, and Russell Wilson, the other 4 quarterbacks that went to Super Bowls in their second year in the league. And then you got this May kid doing the same thing, holding that kind of company. I just get a feeling that I think it's going to be a little ugly. I think it's going to be a little low scoring at first, but I think they feel it out. And I'm looking at maybe like a 24-23 game, something like that. I'm not going to go quite money line on New England, but I certainly love the 4.5 right now. And I do think that over-under is a little tricky. I think everyone's loving the under in this particular game. The last 3 Super Bowls have gone over the total, and the last 5 Super Bowls, the underdog has covered 4 of those and has won outright. So we're kind of sticking with the trend here. The over and the underdog is what goes away.
Hey, Tony, if I may real quick, I want to give huge props Case and Kip, their hockey picks last week, and let's be honest, forever, and then some NBA that Kip threw in, but our picks have been on fire. And NHL, people don't see this, but how many games Kip and Case have gotten us off of is astronomical for our clients, and that's a huge thing. So before we go, I want to say that I hope everybody has a great Super Bowl weekend. Tony, Kip, Case, and looking forward. I'm going to listen to their picks, and then I'm probably going to get off here and go be with the kids.
Yeah,
All right,
that sounds great. I wish I was there. That sounds fun.
All right, Kip, you're up next. Tell me who's going to win. Give me an over/under. Give me all the details about it and tell me why.
Well, I hate to be the turd in the punch bowl for you guys, but I think Seattle's got much better personnel from top to bottom. I think the Patriots have overachieved this year. I think you have pointed out several times, Tony, and now you're kind of going against your own trend. The historically weak schedule that New England played, I think he reported it was like the third
worst since 1978.
Yeah, for a long time. So yeah, you know what I always say. You guys love it, love me for it, but it's not how you play; it's who you play. And I think it's just been just this great perfect storm for New England this year. A young team that's come of age with a great coach that's kept them motivated all year. I have unbelievable respect for the Patriots being back here, for Mike Vrabel. I can't believe Tennessee let him go. Because I mean, look where they are now in comparison. But
That hurts, Kip. That hurts my heart.
Oh, I know. I can't believe. I mean, you've got to be just outraged. I mean, that's just. I mean, look what they let just walk away. I know there was some rough spots there, but good grief, Vrabel really has gone and flourished this year. But I just look at the Seattle team. I think we saw the Super Bowl in the NFC Championship game. I think the two best teams in the league were on the field that day when the Seattle played the Rams, and I'm not sure the best team won. I think the Rams easily could have won that game, making a play or two that just didn't happen. But I just love the Seattle defense. I liked how physical they are. I don't think New England's a great team of rushing the football. May has made a lot of big plays in the passing game, and I've got total respect. But I just think top to bottom the Seahawks are better. 4.5. It's a little steep. I wish it was more in the 4, even a half a point lower. That's a little scary, but I know that's not the significant number. You guys talk about 3s and 3.5s and 4s. 4.5, we'll see. But I just have the feeling the Seahawks, it's their time to win this thing. I like them in the game, and I don't think it's going to be a lot of points. I think both teams are playing great defense right now. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 21-17, Seattle to win the game, and that's my thoughts.
What was it? The Legion of Doom. It used to be, now it's called the Dark Side. Welcome to the dark side of the Seattle Seahawks. I will say this, and you're right. I've been harping on that stat, the fact that New England hasn't played. But I'm also playing a little Indiana Hoosiers here. I remember early in the season when they were playing absolutely nobody, but they were kicking the shit out of everything and getting their way. And I think that's what New England's done a lot of this year. They are 14-5 against the spread their last 19 games. So, yeah, they are beating teams that are not very good, but they're covering spread. So they're beating them by more than what at least the Las Vegas people think they should be favored by or be beating them by. So I'm going to put that in a little call for there and mix that up. I just think 4.5 is it just feels a little. We all been talking about it being an under game, and usually if it's under, you're taking the dog. If it's an over game, you're taking the favor. In this particular case, we're going to buck that trend. We'll see what happens. And I think the fact that it's gone over the last 3 years plays into it. Well, and it's in Santa Clara. The weather's going to be nice. The players are going to be in good mood. Weather should be fantastic. All right. The man that is right in the middle of all of it, man. It's probably one of the biggest weekends in Vegas every single year, Super Bowl weekend. And I know you're looking forward to a great time. Should be a blast this weekend. Case Kiefer, he's the chief editor of the Las Vegas Sun. He's here to tell us who he likes in the big game. He's mine since Tuesday.
Sorry, I missed the end of that. So if you have something specific, but
no,
I'm on
he's just
Seattle
building you
under.
up. Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say?
He was just building you up. You didn't miss anything.
Okay, I thought he might have asked something specific. I thought I heard a question at the end. Yeah, I like Seattle and under. I'm actually super heavy on Seattle, and probably even more than I want to be. Unfortunately, I forgot. I might have even talked about it on the show. I definitely wrote about it, but I at 2 different times before the playoffs bet NFC -3 in the Super Bowl. I thought that was a crazy number. I just thought Seattle and the Rams were so much better than everyone else in the NFL this year. I think I even wrote, and I still agree with it, they should be a 6-point favorite over whoever they play from the AFC. When I actually did my numbers, I didn't come out to quite 6 in this game, but I do have it more like 5.5. Then you could still get a 4.5 now. You could read. I picked every game for the 15th straight year, something on LasVegasSun.com. Had a really good year in the NFL. Looking at the record right now, 150, 124, and 10, picking every game against the spread.
Nice.
And that's just trusting my numbers. And so I got to trust it again in the biggest spot. And I just have a lot more questions about the Patriots team than the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, I think most people have kind of missed just how great they've been all year. I mean, I talked about it early on. Unfortunately, I didn't jump on any of their futures, but man, they just really don't have any weaknesses. They're strong at every spot. I do think if you're making the Patriots case, you can say they have the better quarterback, which Kai said, and I actually completely agree with. I would rather have Drake May in this spot, but I don't know one other spot where I'd prefer the Patriots to the Seahawks. I think you really have to stretch and contort to do that. And I kind of detailed the under, I think, on the last time we got together. But I just think both these teams' pace is really slow. They both run at a really high rate. I just don't see this turning into a shootout at all. So the number has moved that direction now. I don't necessarily know if I still would say, it's the Super Bowl, so if you want some action, I would say the under is certainly where the value is. Doesn't mean it's going to win. It is a little bit tougher now that it's at like 45. When we first talked, it opened 46.5. I was sure that was too high. 45 is like the average NFL score for the last 10 years or whatever. And I just do not see this as a higher than average scoring game. So I'm Seattle bigger than I even want to be. I'm not super confident about it. Mainly just because of Drake May. I think the world of him, despite his playoff run. I do think he has something he taps into, or if he plays his best game, they could win this. But I just think Seattle's too good everywhere else. And I also see this being a lower scoring game.
In the postseason, by the way, Sam Darnold, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. He's averaging about 66.7% completion rate. You look at Drake May, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, not bad, but he's only completing 56% of his passes, which is about 10% lower than he did during the regular season. We mentioned Mike Vrabel, too. Vrabel can become the first guy ever to win multiple touchdowns as a player and a coach, which is pretty amazing stuff. So we're going to have that details. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's weird because we don't have the Bears, we don't have the Rams, we don't have Kansas City, and it's
no Buffalo, no Kansas City, no Eagles.
It just doesn't really. I mean,
that's a good thing.
I was going to say, I think it's a good thing once in a while you have to have a dud, because sometimes when you have like dud matchups, those are the ones that turn out to be classics.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm happy the Green Day is at least one band that I'm going to know at halftime, which is great.
No, they're not at halftime. They're before.
Well,
halftime.
Well, that is my halftime then, and I will be watching Kid Rock instead of Bad Bunny. So I'm gonna
he's on.
Hey, Tony,
Kid Rock.
Tony, you know what would be fun? I mean, unless y'all say to do it, I'm not going to. But if I just grab somebody randomly out of the crowd here at Epic and ask them their prediction.
Whatever you want to do, brother. It's your show.
We need somebody to break the tie.
I
was going to go shop for a judge to break it, the NCAA.
If we're going with knowledge, then we need to go with the Keefers over Curry and Kai. I'm just saying.
Or any mouth at Epic, as far as that goes.
Okay,
since we're
get us a tiebreaker, Kai.
I'm looking.
If you find someone, let me know, and then we'll interrupt. Let's go back to Case here before we let it fly here. Let's do some prop bets here. What are some of the prop bets you're looking at? I know a lot of people like to make those. We save the silly stuff for some of those offshore deals, but we're talking about the good off bets. We're talking about the good prop bets. What are some things we can make some money on this weekend, Case?
On a live podcast right now, the Gambling Show. Just wondering if we could get your opinion on the Super Bowl. On Super Bowl. Tony, I got somebody here.
All right, what's his name?
All right, what's your name?
Jim.
Hey,
Jim. Where are you from, Jim?
Out of Illinois.
Oh, that's where my ex is from.
They were just saying Indiana didn't beat anyone this year. Yeah. No respect for Illinois football. I'm sticking up for you guys. Don't worry. That was a really solid win.
Have at it, my friend. Who do you like in Super Bowl 60? Seattle and of course New England coming up on Sunday.
I'm going with Seattle.
Seattle.
There we go.
You like a
Broke the
minus the
tie,
four?
okay,
You like
that's
a
where we
minus the
at.
4.5?
Yep.
Jim, you chose wisely.
All right, there you go. We'll see what
Thank
happens,
you.
Jim. Thank you for your time and appreciate
Have a good
it.
one.
And enjoy Mickey Mouse. All right, Case, let's go back to the prop bets. What you got? Tell me some prop bets here. We're gonna let it fly.
I got to be honest. I haven't bet a whole lot on this game. I know that's not the best thing to say. Not what you want to hear, but I mean, last year I had like 40 bets on the Super Bowl. I think the lines have been are pretty tight. And again, I like a lot of unders and nos. So I feel like pick the player you like the least and bet unders and them not to do things that'll work out. But I know content wise, we want the positivity. We already talked about this one, but I don't know. Maybe my favorite thing, I've seen so many people on Jackson Smith and Jigba overs, and I agree. I think the guy's unstoppable. He's going to be able to score. I've heard all this talk, and it came up on another video I did on LasVegasSun.com. Like, oh, what are you going to do? Christian Gonzalez is going to be all over him. That's not the way that defense is played in the NFL. Very rarely in this day and age, and definitely not Vrabel's defense. He doesn't have a guy just shadowing people, especially JSN, who
Gonzalez
plays both sides of the
right
field,
side,
lines up in the slot. Gonzalez is not going to be on him every time. That being said, I just feel like if you like him to go over, you just shoot for the high upside and bet the MVP at 6-1, which I did. Now I do see it's taken some money too. I saw it as low as plus 450 today. I still saw some plus 550s. I'd say anything above 5-1. He's the one guy that I think is going to be really tough to shut down. And I think that if Seattle wins, and he has a big game, I mean, why pay minus 110 or minus 120 or whatever to have 100 yards? Where if he hits that, you can get more than six times the payout at MVP. So if you like the Seahawks, I think it correlates strongly to JSN having a big game.
Any other? Because I know there's going to be a lot of people, particularly for this game. A lot of people don't think it's particularly spicy, and quite frankly, it's sitting there at 4.5, 45.5, hasn't moved anywhere. But is there any passing yards props or anything else?
I kind of been biting my tongue on this one, as it sounded like Kai and I disagreed a lot, but now he seems to have switched his feelings on the game. So maybe he'll agree. I actually like Kenneth Walker unders. I mean, the hallmark of every Vrabel defense forever is, I think, even to his detriment. He's just so obsessed with stopping the run. I really think they're going to load the box and not let Kenneth Walker beat them. I know Walker's played a ton since Charbonnet's got hurt, but they still take him out on a lot of passing downs. If you dig into the data, they don't like his protecting. The way the Patriots play defense, I just feel like they're not going to let the run beat them. So Walker's gotten a lot of love too. I've actually seen his props go up. I saw one today where he was it was juiced, but he was as high as 78.5. So for one of like the key guys to go under, I would say Kenneth Walker. I mean, I like most of the main guys to go under, honestly. I like Stephon Diggs under on the other side. I think more of these receivers are getting involved. So I like a whole lot of unders, but Walker is one that I haven't heard many people giving out, and I've kind of hitched my wagon to. I've talked about it a bunch of different places. Everywhere I've talked, I just like the way the Patriots play the run, and I feel like they're going to dare Sam Darnold to beat them.
All right, K4Wins.com, K4Wins.com. You don't have to wait till Sunday to get the plays. We got all kinds of basketball going on tomorrow, like 170-something games tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. Duke, North Carolina. We got all kinds of fantastic stuff to be watching. And then, of course, we have golf going on. We got the Olympics going on. We may have some Olympic plays that started yesterday. So all kinds of great sports going on.
They play hockey in the Olympics, too. So,
they sure do. They sure do.
Brutal. No hockey for 2 weeks to bet on for NHL.
I know. What is that new thing called Skimo? It's called Skimo. They have a brand new game this year where you ski, you hike atop of a mountain and then you ski down, and the first person to get to the bottom wins. And it takes like 3 hours.
Sounds great.
Skimo.
Count me out of that. Yeah.
Skimo is a brand new game called Skimo.
Hey, Tony, some far out ones people love sometimes. I mean, we'll give the random ones. We'll have some, but I really like this year no team to score 3 straight times unanswered. I really kind of like that one this year specifically, and I like 2-point conversion, and I like special teams touchdown and defensive touchdown.
Wow, and the odds on a 2-point conversion have changed dramatically over the last 4 or 5 seasons. A lot. Yes. That used to be one that you'd never see. Period. And now it's on what is the bet on a 2-point conversion, whether we'll see it or not? What are the numbers on that?
I don't even know what they are right now.
Do you have that by chance, Case?
I don't have the sheet in front of me, but I can get it.
What's the chance of a 2-point conversion? And while you're doing that, I'll tell people to go to
Of course, I would be on no on all of those.
Of course. K4Wins.com, K4Wins.com. Coming up next Tuesday, 10 o'clock here Central. We'll be back on the Coastal Sports Network, Tony Curry Radio. We're always on Tony Curry Radio. We're on live. We're all over on 8 different podcasts. And, of course, coming soon on VEASAN later on this fall. We got a ton of going on with the starting lineup, television show here locally. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. Not to mention, of course, wherever you get your favorite podcast, check out TKR Tony Curry Radio. And we'll get after it. We'll talk about Super Bowl 60. Hopefully, just because Legends got a 50 spot on Seattle, I can get my 50 back, and maybe I'll take me some plus 4.5. So we'll see what happens. Gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful time. Any number on that too?
3-1.
3-1?
Yes. Yeah.
So you would say no.
I mean, I'm not going to lay. This is pretty low juice, actually, where I'm looking at the Superbook. You can get minus 350. No. We kind of call those cliff diver bets because they're so high, or ledge jumpers, whatever. I've really dug into them in past Super Bowls, and I do think there is value there if you have a big bankroll and you want to, get a small return. That's just not something I've really done this year. So if you absolutely forced me to make a bet, I would take a no. But I don't know. Just for this year, I'm not going out laying a bunch of these big prices, which is something I did do last year, though.
And for the number, we will never force
Neither
you to make a bet.
quarterback will score a rushing touchdown is my last word. Neither one. Drake May or Darno will not get in the end zone running the football and play backup tight ends. It seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, it just feels like to me the guy who's not the principal tight end pass catcher, and I had them both written down and I can't find it on my iPad now, but Westmoreland or somebody for the Patriots, and I don't have Seattle's at the top of my head, but I like backup tight ends to score touchdowns in the Super Bowl because nobody covers them.
Yeah, and you know what? Tight ends traditionally do really well in Super Bowls.
Yeah, except for Jackie Smith against the Steelers.
That's one that, we used to always say, release the tight end, release the tight end, release the tight end.
The blocking tight end, because nobody pays attention to him.
Once that goes to the left, and boom, he's standing there all by himself in the middle of the end zone. All right, guys. Love you, man. Have yourself a great time. Enjoy
Take care,
Super Bowl
guys.
60. We'll catch up next week.
Have fun, Kai.
See you.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.